Do kind of a forecast for the coming year, and we have Alicia Dare, who, as she mentioned earlier, is a certified financial planner with Wells Fargo Advisors. And Alicia's going to talk to us a little bit about the stock market and what she sees and how we can all get our 201ks back to 401ks, and we need it desperately. And then we also have irving-las, who, as mentioned earlier, is with Comerica Bank. And he's going to talk to us just a few minutes about what he sees in the future for being able to obtain money and just a general outlook of the overall economy. So, Alicia, you want to start first and tell us a little bit about the market?
Okay. Well, I did leave my scissors at home, so I will play well with Efren, but my crystal ball's cracked too. But what I want to talk about was, now everybody, if they didn't panic, their 201k should be 301ks now, okay? Thanks to me. And me only. No, right now we have recovered about 64% from the bottom, from where we were at the top. So things have come up a long ways in 9 months. And so we're going into now the second year of the recovery, with the bottom being March of last year. And the second year of recovery, historically speaking, is always slower than the first year. So we do look for economic growth this year for gross domestic product of about 2.5%. And that basically translates into a market gain of between 6 and 8%. When I say the broad market, I mean like the broad stock market. And of course there's the bond market, there's the real estate market and everything else. And it all ties in together. And it really is key on one of the major factors in our last recession was the housing market. And I'm not going to spend any time talking about lending because Efren is far more expert on that. But the money is, in my opinion, is available. We're now talking about the velocity of that money getting into the hands of the people that need to have the loans. But that's really key to that recovery. But barring any kind of acts of God or really horrible world events, I think we're looking for some kind of a steady but slower growth in 2010. And with that, I'll turn it over to Efren.
First of all, thank you all very much for allowing us, for giving us the time to speak to you guys and to share our thoughts. And if any questions arise, please let us know. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, let's all take a step back and let us realize that we just got out of the biggest post-war recession. And that we've had in a long time. Things really got out of whack, and the U.S. government took a large step to try to rectify all of those items. As far as credit availability goes, the Fed really took a lot of steps. They bought $1.3 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities in the open market. A lot of that activity is now going to start to cease in fiscal year 2010. A lot of it's going to come to fruition. It's going to come to a close at the beginning of the first quarter. So then the big question now becomes: will this be? Obviously, going forward, it can't be a government-run. It can't be a government stimulus, recovery. It's got to come from the private sector. So that question comes now: can the private sector really hold the recovery in place? Our economist Dana Johnson is calling for a 4.2% growth in GDP. I don't know. That's a little bit optimistic. A lot of people are like the Wells Fargo's guys are saying around 2.5. They're saying that a lot of the recovery is still going to continue to be slow, the middle half of 2010, and then start to increase. Which this directly leads us into credit availability. One thing we all have to realize is that banks are still out there lending money. The problem is that a lot of small business owners. They see fit to run their business, lean right now, and don't see that they need to borrow a lot of money. But we are out there lending money. It's just a lot of businesses right now, they just, if they have a piece of equipment that they want to buy, or if they want to hold off expansion, they're looking to see, they're just waiting to make sure that they're in the right time right now. As far as if a company is looking to buy a new building, or looking to expand into a new area, interest rates for those buildings are starting to go up a little bit, especially for the 5-year fixed paper. Basically because a lot of people see interest rates starting to trend back upwards, so there's a lot of pressure being placed on that mortgage, on those mortgages right now. But we are out there lending right now, especially Comerica. We are the largest American-based bank here in the Texas area. Our focus is you guys, middle market businesses and small businesses themselves. 3 out of 5 loans, out of our total assets, 3 out of 5 loans are to owner-operated businesses. You guys are our niche market. You guys are what we do. And with that said, I'll open it up to questions if you guys have any for us.
You have a projection on unemployment?
Okay, the question is you have a projection on unemployment, either one of you?
Certainly that's a key factor. Whenever I was saying that our Dana Johnson predicts that that GDP is going to be about 4.2%. One of his key drivers is unemployment. He's saying that it has to go down. He's saying and it's still going to be in the it's going to still be in the 10% range, maybe 9.5 area, but it's still going to continue to be high. That's what our economist is predicting. A little bit of background on Dana Johnson. He was with the Fed in Washington D.C. during the Paul Volcker era. So he has been around, and he also was in the Chicago market for 15 years for Bank One, now J.P. Morgan Chase. So just a little bit of background about him and some of his predictions.
Yeah, and I agree with Efren also on the unemployment. I think it's going to be in double digits through at least the middle of the year. And this has been, tagline, the jobless recovery. But that is another reason that we have tempered our growth for the market and for the economy this year, is because we don't see the unemployment really relieving, because business sentiment and consumer sentiment they're at historical lows still. And even though we've had great recovery, that's really the key to getting us fully recovered, is for that employment to come back, and we don't see that starting to happen until maybe the middle of 2010.
Yes, sir.
Question, for small businesses, where should we be looking if we're going to grow our businesses? What markets would we need to look to help us in growth?
Okay, the question is for small businesses, what areas should you be focusing your business to be able to grow?
I guess, can you elaborate by area? What do you?
Government, military, whatever. What type of areas do we need to watch? Is it housing? Is it real estate, or what?
Absolutely, certainly. That's a very good question that a lot of you guys want to focus your energy on. Obviously, the government's pouring a lot of money into the economy right now. So definitely, the governmental run bureaus are definitely areas that you guys would want to focus on. Steady cash flow for you guys, steady business. You guys know what's coming in. If you guys go out and get those contracts. One of the areas that you may want to really stay away from or really be wary of and dealing is maybe some of the housing area, some of the housing, i.e. investor-owned real estate. A lot of the mortgage areas. Families have lost around 34% of their net worth just around the stock market and the housing area. So that's something that that you definitely want to be wary of. Obviously, it's all in a case by case basis of what you guys do, as far as the areas that you guys want to focus for and stay away from. But obviously, right now, a lot of companies are shifting. Like the TXIs of the world, really shifting their focus to a lot of the government expansion that's taking place, i.e. infrastructure, roads, bridges, and all that stuff that's coming down the pipeline.